welcome to Peace Within. So today I'm going to be giving you my top 5 ways to be able to get rid of your biggest enemy. So my number one thing that you need to do to be able to get rid of your biggest enemy is to let things go. We all have to understand that we cannot control what other people do, right? We can't control what they do, we can't control what they think. We can just create boundaries, accept things or not accept things, be respectful. So there's certain things that we can do as individuals, but you cannot control if somebody does something to you and you feel like you've been wronged by that person. Holding on to it is just going to keep you stagnant and stuck in that past situation. You'll continue to be a prisoner to it because you'll revisit in your head because you feel like you've been wronged, and those emotions that you feel are festering in the inside of you. So if somebody's done something to you, you have to let it go. It's important to forgive, and you're forgiving for yourself so that you can free yourself of the situation. So number one thing is to let things go. Make peace with all things in your life. Your relationships, you want to keep your relationships in peaceful states. Your interactions with people, just let things go. Don't hold on to anything, okay? Now, number two, you want to build your self-confidence up. So this is the second way to be able to get rid of your biggest enemy. You want to build your confidence. So in order to do that, you have to know yourself, right? You have to sit down with yourself if you need to and figure out what your strengths are, your weaknesses, your skills, your passions. And then once you are able to identify those things, you can work to improve them, right? Self-improvement will always bring you self-confidence because you're constantly working on yourself. So if your physical appearance is something that you want to change, then you working towards that and starting to see those changes is going to give you confidence. It's going to give you a confidence booster. That's just one aspect of your life. There are multiple different things you can do within your life that will help build your self-confidence up. But that is the second way that you're going to be able to get rid of your biggest enemy, is just by being more confident. So number three, fear. You have to get rid of fear, okay? So fear of failure is typically a big thing that people struggle with, and that can keep you stagnant, because if you're fearful of what the outcomes will be, then you will continue to stay still. And maybe you're somebody who goes over different scenarios. Okay, well, if this happened, I'll do this, or this happened, I'll do this. And all that time that you're spending on going through all these scenarios in your head on what could go wrong, all you're doing is increasing the stress level in your life instead of just taking the action and doing it and not being afraid of failing. It is okay to fail. It is okay to get it wrong, because now you know what doesn't work. So now you can do what does work, or you can keep trying until you figure out what does work for you, and eventually you will have success. But you'll never be able to reach that success if you're afraid of failing. So the third way to get rid of your biggest enemy is to not be afraid, to not have any fear in your life. Number four. So number four is you want to trust your instinct, your gut instinct, your emotions, your intuition. You want to trust this. If you have times, and I feel like most people at this, depending on where you are in life, you may have had that moment where you're like, I don't know, something just didn't feel right and it really wasn't right, or I just got a feeling. That is yourself, your higher self speaking to you, because I do believe that your higher self can sense things that your eyes may not be able to see, right? So that's where the feeling comes in, at the gut feeling, the intuition, because your higher self is communicating with you and they are able to sense something that is not being seen by the eye, okay? So that's the fourth way to get rid of your biggest enemy, is to trust yourself. Lastly, number 5. So the fifth thing that I know you can do that will get rid of your biggest enemy is to pray. Pray to God. Pray. Pray, pray, pray. Pray and ask for him to remove or to show who your biggest enemy is. And I don't know if you all know this or not, but your biggest enemy is never somebody else. It's always you. It's the person that you look at in the mirror. That is the person that may be working against you at times. Your mind, those voices that you may hear in your head, the doubt, the worry, the fear, those are coming from within you. That is not somebody else on the outside. And if it is another person, you have to understand that the frequencies that you give out, the energy that you feel, the emotions that you feel are attracting situations to you, that you're constantly attracting things to you based on how you feel and what you're thinking in your head. So it's really important to understand that if you need clarity, you want to pray and ask God for clarity. You want to ask Him to remove the anxiety, the worry, and the fear. These are the things that you want to pray for. You should be praying daily, and I know that this will work for you too. So if you got any value out of the video, give me a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, watch it again, take notes. You know, even if you only got one thing, I'm hoping that you got something out of the video that maybe you thought that made you think about things on a different level. So until the next time, I will see you guys in my next video, and remember to have peace within you, okay?